Hello and welcome back. We're in week 2 of our introduction to yoga, which is technically your week 8 if you're part of my class. I hope you're keeping well and keeping positive with everything that's going on. It's a tough time, but just keep moving, it'll be okay. So let's get started. We're going to start on our back today. So coming down to your back, tucking your shoulders under slightly, feet flat on the floor, they're about hip width apart, and really rooting down into our feet. So I like to be able to just about touch my feet. You might be slightly further apart, you might be slightly wider apart, but let's test out how it feels as we go. So we're going to start by tilting our pelvis forward. So on your in-breath, tilting your pelvis forward, filling your belly, your back is arching off the floor, and on your out-breath, tucking under, flattening your back as your pelvis tilts towards you. So you're tucking under, feeling that bit of engagement in your lower belly. Breathing in as you tilt your pelvis forward, belly's arching up towards the ceiling, your back is arching. And on your out-breath, tucking under, flattening your back. You might notice your head is moving. As you tilt forward, your head is being dragged down the mat. And as you tuck under, it's being pushed up towards the end of the mat. Allow that movement to happen in your body. Continuing to breathe in, tilting forward, and breathing out, tucking under. And now we're going to start to slowly lift off the floor. So breathing in, tilting forward, and as you breathe out, rooting down into your feet, tucking under, and you're lifting just a wee bit off the floor. You can see I can just about get my hand under. Breathing in, and on your out breath, uncurling, we're lowering to the floor. Breath in as you tilt forward, breath out as you tuck under, lifting a wee bit more off the floor, so I've got a bit more of a gap. Lowering down, tilting forward. Now if the tilting forward gets a wee bit much, you can stop that. As we slowly work our way up our spine, you should start to feel this in the backs of your legs, into your bum. If you're not feeling it there, maybe your feet are too far away. Bring them in a bit closer. Maybe they're too wide out. Pay attention to where you're feeling this in your body. And we're just continuing to work our way up our spine, working towards our full bridge. One bit at a time, slowly. This is a good way to help increase your spine mobility, to strengthen up those hip joints, strengthen your legs, getting into your hamstrings. And the joy of working slowly, it helps your fascia understand what's happening and to ease into the movement and to allow your body to open up that wee bit more. And we're all going to come to our full bridge. If you're already up nice and high, you want to think about sending your hips up towards the ceiling. You can tuck your shoulders under to help open your chest. Rooting into those feet. Go on, push those hips up towards the ceiling. Breath in. And on your out breath, rolling down, untuck your shoulders, rolling all the way down to the floor. And we're going to do that once more. So breath in. And on your breath out, tucking under, rolling up one little bit at a time. Notice what's going on in your spine. And when you get to your full bridge, wherever that might be, think about sending those hips up towards the ceiling. You can try and tuck your shoulders under. Pressing up. Keep breathing. And on your next out breath, we're untucking our shoulders, rolling all the way down and releasing to the floor. We're just going to take a wee moment. do try and breathe through your nose where you can. And on our next out breath, we're tucking under, rolling gently all the way up to your full bridge. You might be down here. If you're here, that's brilliant. Think about, can you engage a wee bit more and push your hips up towards the ceiling? Even if you're down here, you just want to think about, can I just push a wee bit more? You might feel more engagement happening in your lower tummy. Wherever you might be, just try to extend a wee bit more towards the ceiling, and each time you do that it gets a bit easier and you get a bit stronger and you can get a wee bit more mobility. So if you're here, your bum's engaged, you're feeling it in your hamstrings, engaged into your lower tummy, you can try tucking your shoulders under, arching up towards the ceiling as much as you can, and then everybody untucking, gently rolling all the way down and bringing your knees in for a nice hug and a roll around, and to reverse our bridge movement. Quite nice. Just, and if you can, try circling your knees, circling one way and then circling the other, just to ease off any tension you might have gathered in your bum and in your hamstrings. Lovely. Now you can either roll onto your side, or you can place your hands behind your thighs and roll up to sitting. So everybody's sitting on your mat. I'm just going to turn to face you so you can see. Sit comfortably. So that might mean you have a block under your bum, just to help you lift a bit off the floor. So you're aiming to lengthen your spine. If you find you're doing this, pop a block under your bum. It'll give you a wee bit more space. If you don't have a block, grab a book. I have a bookcase beside me. I can easily grab a book, pop it under my bum, and just sit on the edge of it. I'm not aiming to put my whole bum on the block or on the book. I'm sitting on the edge of the block, which allows my hips to open and allows my legs to release a wee bit more to the floor and allows me to create that wee bit more space. So we're all sitting on our block or on our book. I'm going to stay on mine because it's quite comfortable. With our right hand. So I'm not going to try and mirror you, but you're doing your right hand. If you do left, just do the opposite side in a minute. So sitting up nice and tall, nice long spine. I'm reaching up with my right hand, lengthening up, lengthening up, lengthening up, and then gently coming over. So I'm aiming to lengthen that side body. My right hip is rooting down and staying rooting down. I have my left hand on the floor beside me. I'm not collapsing into that arm. My shoulders are drawing away from my ears and I'm lengthening up and over. And then breath in, coming back to center. And with our left, reaching up, reaching up, reaching up, creating as much space as you can in your left side body. Lengthen up, left hip bone stays down, sit bone stays down, and you're gently coming over. If you come as far as here, that's grand. It's more important that you feel that lengthening in your side body. You can try coming over a wee smidge more. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Keep breathing. Aiming to draw your shoulder blades together just to help open that chest. And coming back to center. Lovely. Now this time both arms up and you're rotating your torso. So you're rotating towards your left knee, placing your right hand on your left knee, your left hand behind you, and looking out over that left shoulder. So you're looking around over your left shoulder. If you continue to look left, your body will follow. So our body will follow where our eyes lead. So looking over that left shoulder, continuing to look around. Breath in to sit up nice and tall. And breath out to help rotate. Try not to collapse into your back hand. Your left hand is lightly on the floor. My spine's nice and long. I'm sitting up nice and tall. And I'm looking around behind me. Breath in, back to center. And we're just going to gently walk our hands forward and fold forward. Just releasing to the floor. If you're here, that's okay. Go where you're at today. Just gently folding forward allowing our head to relax. And then coming back up. And if your legs are crossed, I want you to cross them the other way. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Tailbone is rooting down. Wee bit of engagement into your tummy, so you're sitting up nice and tall as if somebody has a thread out of the top of your head, reaching up. And on your out breath, rotating your torso. Left hand is placed on your right knee, right hand behind you, looking out over that right shoulder. Remember, use your in breath to help you sit up nice and tall, and your out breath to rotate. If you find you're collapsing into your right hand, maybe try placing your right hand on your lower back so you don't have that temptation. Soften your shoulders. And coming back to center. Lovely. Placing our feet together. If your knees are up here and your feet are very close to your body, walk your feet away a wee bit. Allow your legs to soften. We tend to tense everything. So see if you can use your out breath to soften. And we're just going to gently fold forward just a wee bit. Keep your back nice and flat and long. So we're not curling over. We're keeping our back nice and flat, drawing your shoulder blades together. Looking just in front of your toes. Diagonally in front of yourself. Lovely, and coming back up. And we're going to warm up our spine a wee bit more. So bringing our feet crossed again, however's comfortable. Or you can have your feet together. And we're going to stir our cauldron. So hands lightly on our knees. We're aiming to open our chest as we come forward, and we are curling over as we come back. So chest is nice and open as you come forward, drawing your shoulder blades together, looking in front, and then as you come back, tucking under, nice C shape in your back. So you can use your breath in to come forward, and your breath out to tuck under and curl around. This is a lovely massage for your bum. Now changing direction of your circle. Remembering to keep breathing. Unclench your jaw. And once more forward. And coming back. And sitting up nice and tall. Lovely. Now we're going to work our way through our sun salute and come to the front of my mat. So rolling onto your knees, placing one foot on the ground. Now you can try and do this without any hands, stepping up to the front of your mat. Your feet are about hip width apart, remember, under our hip bones. I'm going to hope I don't hit the piano on the way down here. Let's see how we go. So nice breath in. And you're lengthening up that left side as you reach up. Coming back to center, lengthening up your right side, reaching up and gently over. Back to center. Once more, lengthening up and to the left side. Back to center, reaching up and lengthening your right side. And back to center, reaching up. And on your out breath, folding forward and relaxing down. Release your head, release your upper body, have a gentle sway from side to side. You can even have little bounces to help relax your lower back. Now, coming to center, placing our hands on the floor, weight into our left foot, stepping back with our right as far back as you're able. Lower your right knee to the floor. Untuck our toes. Bringing our hands to the inside of our left foot. You can leave your toes tucked under, see which is most comfortable for you. So our hands are on the inside of our left foot and we're going to move in nice circles. So warming up the knee and the hip joint. Yes, banana. This is my cat. What's going on? Is the door not open enough for you? Changing the direction of your circle. And now coming to center, framing your foot, so a hand on either side of your foot as we come forward. And coming back, flexing your toes towards you. Rolling forward again. And back. And forward once more. And back. And then coming forward, hands to the inside, bringing that knee back. Our hands are just under our shoulders. Knees are about 2 fists apart, so they're under our hips. And we're going to do a cat-cow. So on your out breath, tucking under, arching your back, tucking under, sending your spine towards the ceiling as you look towards your belly button or between your thighs. And on your in-breath, reversing that movement, tilting forward, filling your belly, uncurling and looking forward. And again, on your out-breath, tucking under, arching all the way up towards the ceiling. And on your in-breath, reversing that movement. And your head is the last thing up. Do that once more, tucking under. Really arch up towards the ceiling, really open up your back. And reversing that movement. From here we're going to have a bit of freedom of movement. So, allowing your body to open up. You might notice you're a bit stuck in some places. Really take your time and work into those areas. You can send your hands to either side of your mat and send your hips back to lengthen your side. You can walk your hands forward a bit, opening your hips. You can even take a moment in child's pose. But work with where you're at today. Using your out breath. Now coming back to table. Walking your hands in, bringing your right foot forward. And with your hands on the inside of your foot, we're going to roll around. So allowing your foot to roll in and out. And change the direction of your circle. What's going on, Nana? Yeah. Nana's going to be a special guest in these videos, I feel. And now framing your foot, coming forward. And as you come back, peeling your toes off, bringing them towards your foot, so really flexing your foot towards your head. Coming forward. And back. And once more. And back. Now coming forward, curling your back toes under, lifting your back knee, stepping to the front of your mat. And big bend in our knees, curling all the way up to standing. Lovely. Now we're going to do that again. Breath in. On your breath out, folding forward. And we're going to halfway lift. So, to do this, we're bringing our hands to our thighs. And we're drawing into our belly, lengthening our back, flattening our back, looking just in front of our mat. So this is our flat back. You can have your hands on your shins. Folding forward, weight into our right foot as we step back with our left lowering down. This time we're going to come into our low lunge. So pressing into that front foot, we're making sure our knee is above our ankle. Pressing into that front foot, sweeping our hands back, and on your out breath, coming into your low lunge. Now let's check our hips. Draw that left hip forward, right hip back. And we're going to square them off. So you're squaring them off front to back and up and down. Those lovely little micro movements will help engage your muscles and help strengthen your hips. Excuse me. And our knee is over our ankle. And we can bring our arms up. So breathing in, lengthening up, reaching up for something lovely. Try to soften your shoulders. So try not to tense everything, soften a wee bit. On your breath out, pressing into your front foot, folding forward and bringing our right foot back into our Cobra. So we're going to lower down. You can come onto your forearms and send your hips back and gently lower all the way to the floor. Pressing our pelvis into the floor. So engage into your pelvis, into your hips. We're using that rebound effect to come up into your low Cobra. Hands on either side of the mat, slightly wider. I'm going to roll slightly from side to side. Good for the digestion. Everybody give me some jazz hands, wiggly fingers. This is great to strengthen your back, making sure you're not just collapsing into your arms. So strengthen as you press into the floor, engage, drawing your shoulder blades together, wiggly fingers, forearms to the floor, forehead to the floor, curl your toes under, lift with your bum first. Everybody as you reverse back into our downward dog. Bringing your weight back all the way over your heels. So you can see I'm crouching on my heels. You can walk your hands back, press into your index finger. So we're always got lovely big spread fingers. So pressing into that index finger, pushing back and uncurling. Then you can walk your hands forward if you need to. Let's walk our dog. So bending one knee and then the other. Aiming to keep our weight back and up towards the ceiling. So as if somebody has got you by the hips and pulling you back and up. Lovely. Taking our onto our knees, left foot forward, knee over ankle, pressing your weight into your left foot, breath in as you sweep your hands back, breath out into your low lunge. What are your hips doing? So straighten front to back and up and down. Engaging into your lower tummy, reaching up, really lengthening up. Keep on breathing, soften your jaw. On your out breath, folding forward, pressing into that front foot, curl your back toes under, lift your knee, step to the front of the mat, and we're coming to standing with a big bend in our knee and curling all of the way up. Lovely. Breath in, reaching up. Breath out, folding forward, hands down through center, big bend in your knee, pouring yourself over, allowing your head to relax. Weight into your right foot, stepping back with your left as far back as you can. Knee over ankle, pressing into your front foot. Breath in as we sweep our hands back. Breath out, sinking into your low lunge. From here, on your out breath, folding forward, hands to the floor, right knee back. And you can either come to your forearms and lower down that way, or walking your hands in front of your shoulders a bit, coming forward and you're tucking under, so you're flattening, so you have a nice line from your shoulders to your knees. And we're going to try and lower all of the way down with as much control as you can, pressing our pelvis into the floor, into our Cobra. And if you have lower back issues, this is where you stay. If you would like some more flexibility and you don't have any SI issues, any lower back problems, walk your elbows under your shoulders into our Sphinx. So draw your shoulders away from your ears and you're looking up, aiming to look towards the ceiling. You're still engaging into your tummy, so you're lengthening that front body. Keep on breathing. On your out breath, lowering down. Forearms to the floor, toes curled under, lift with your bum. Reversing back into your downward dog. You can continue to walk your dog. You can practice your dog with bent knees. Listen to what you need today. You don't have to have your heels towards the floor. It's okay to bend. Now, we're going to lower to the floor, bringing our left foot forward. If you have to, pick your foot up and move it. Knee over ankle, pressing into your front foot. Breath in, breath out as you come into your low lunge, reaching up towards the ceiling. Check what your hips are doing. Engage into your tummy. Lengthening up, really reach up. On your out breath, folding forward, curl your back toes under, lift that knee, step to the front of your mat, and coming all the way up to standing. We're going to do that once more, but with a little twist. So, breath in as you reach up, breath out, hands down through center, folding forward, big bend in your knees as you pour yourself over. Weight into your right foot, stepping back with your left, lowering your left knee. Bringing our left hand to the floor. With this, try not to just collapse into that left hand, okay? Your left hand's lightly on the floor. Nice big spread fingers. You can even come up onto your fingertips. Right hand to our right hip crease. So I'll turn, hopefully you can see. So my left hand is on the inside of my right foot. Left thumb is coming into our right hip crease. And I'm using that to rotate my torso to the right, to look out to the right. Drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. Now you can move your right hand to your lower back, or you can open up to the right, bringing our arm up above our shoulder. Try not to collapse down into that left hand. Draw your shoulder away from your ear, opening up. Using that out breath to rotate. Tucking into your tummy, which will help create a bit of space in your spine. On your out breath, untwisting, hand to the floor. Bringing our right knee back. This time, we are going to try knees, chin, chest to the floor. So you'll have all your different options for when you practice to do which one suits you. So we've done modified chaturanga and we've done forearms. This time, again, hands are slightly in front of our shoulders, bringing our shoulders forward and then sticking your bum up. So you're lowering down with your chin, chest to the floor. So my bum's all the way up. And then you can either scoot forward or you can curl yourself onto the floor. So almost like you're a worm and you've got a nice wave going up your back. Try them out. You can pause me. Try them out. See which one works. Pressing your pelvis into the floor, coming up into either your low cobra or slightly higher Cobra, walking your hands out to either side of the mat, and you're pressing into the floor with your pelvis, lengthening that front body, and this is a slightly higher Cobra. So I'm still drawing into my tummy, trying not to clench my bum too much, because that'll just create tension in your lower back. So it's more about drawing your belly in and creating that length to protect your back. Pressing into your hands, shoulders away from ears, and lowering all the way down to the floor. If you would like, you can place your hands under your shoulders, or it's perfectly okay to keep practicing on your forearms. Tuck your toes under, lift with your bum first as you reverse back into your downward dog. Looking towards your belly button or between your thighs. Pressing into that index finger. Thinking about screwing your hands into the floor. Keep on breathing. Using that out breath to release any areas that don't need to be holding. Lowering our knees to the floor. Stepping forward with our left foot. Right hand is lightly resting on the floor. Left thumb into our hip crease as we draw that hip back, and using that on your out breath to turn your torso towards your left leg and looking out left. From here you can raise your left arm. If that gets a bit much, you can just pop your left arm on your hip or your lower back. So listen to what you need today. Drawing your shoulders away, really still pressing into that big toe mound. So you're not rolling out on your leg. Your foot is firmly on the floor. Rotate, untwisting on your out breath. Tuck your right toes under, lift your back knee, stepping forward. Weight into our feet, sinking our tailbone as we bend our knees and curl all the way up to standing. Lovely. So that is our sun salutation sequence. Let's have some fun with our warrior two. Pressing into your right foot, stepping back with your left. Having your heel in line with your back arch. Your foot can be at 90 degrees or 45. So see how your ankles are feeling. I'm aware some people struggle to have it at 45. So listen, see what feels better for your body. Pressing into our feet, not locking our knees. Tucking our tailbone down, so you can use your hands on your hips to feel that action into our lower tummy, drawing into that outside edge of the back foot, so that's drawing down into the floor, and we're going to bend into our front knee. You notice my knee is past my ankle, so I'm walking my toes forward, straightening. We have done a lot of hip warming, so you may need to walk your front foot forward. We're bending, drawing that right knee in, so I'm not collapsing in, drawing that right knee out, I should say. I should be able to see my big toe. Straightening, bending again. You see I'm staying square over my hips, I'm not leaning forward or back. Straightening, and once more bending. Now let's get our arms involved. Hands on either side of our hips, bringing them up. Our elbows are coming out, you'll notice they're not in line with your legs. And I'm straightening my arms, softening my shoulders, looking out over that middle finger. I'm still rooting into the back edge of my left foot, looking out over my right hand, drawing my left hip in a bit to help keep me straight over my hips. Continuing to breathe. This should start to feel a bit strong in your thigh. What's your back arm doing? Lovely, so bringing our arms to our hips, straightening that right leg, pivoting that right foot, And we're just going to have a little jiggle. Soften our hips. You can even have a wee dance. Lovely. So, pivoting our left foot this time. So our left heel is in line with the arch of our right foot. You may need to jiggle your feet about to get them in the right place. So making sure your knees aren't locking. Drawing that right hip in, so I'm leveling off my hips. Drawing my tailbone down. And on my out breath, bending that left knee. Check that your knee is over your ankle, that you can see your big toe, and that you're drawing into the back edge of your right foot. It should be rooting down into the ground. Thinking about drawing that right hip in to help level your hips off. Straightening the left leg and bending. Straightening again and bending. And once more straightening. And this time we're going to sink into that left hip. Check your alignment and get our arms involved. So thumbs into our armpits, elbows out and straightening. Soften your shoulders. Don't have your shoulders up around your ears. Soften those shoulders. Looking out over your left hand. What's the back edge of your right foot doing? You're drawing that right hip in to keep you straight. Tucking your tailbone down. And rub your tummy and pat your head. Trying to remember all of the things. Keep smiling if you're able. It helps make your practice a wee bit easier. Unclench your jaw. Keep on breathing. You should start to feel this in your thighs. On your out breath, straightening that leg, pivot your heels and have a little toe heel walk. As you bring your feet together, you get to even have a bit of a dance on the way around. So that's our warrior two. We've done this before, we can do it again. So, having a little shake as you come to the front of your mat. Weight into our right foot, stepping back with our left. Our heel and arch are in line with each other. And we're going to bend into that right knee. Left hip's drawing in. Tucking under so you're feeling that movement in your hips. Making sure your right knee's not rolling over. And we're coming up into our warrior two. Flipping our right hand over so it faces up. Reaching forward, reaching forward, reaching forward. Keeping the right knee bent all of the time. Up and back into our reverse. So lengthening that side body. Left hand's lightly on our left leg, is not using it to hold us up. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. You can look towards your armpit to help open your chest. Left back edge of your foot is rooting down into the ground. If you're here, that's perfect. Work with where you're at today. And now to extend. So bringing our right arm forward onto our right knee. Draw that shoulder away from our ear and we're not collapsing onto that right leg. So just lightly, I should be able to slip a fiver underneath. Right knee is staying bent. And I'm extending my left arm towards the top edge of my mat. So you have a nice long line between your foot and your fingers. Draw those shoulders away from your ears. Reaching up, back edge of your left foot is rooting down into the floor. You can look under your left armpit to help open your chest. Draw your shoulder blades together. And now coming back to center, knee is still bent. Straightening, pivoting. And we're going to do the same on the left side. So pivot your left foot. If at any point you need to stop and take a wee break, pause, stop and take a wee break and come back. It's perfectly okay. Now, slow your breath. Pivot your left foot. It's in line, your heel's in line with your right arch. Bend it into that left knee. You may need to walk your foot, drawing that right hip in. into our warrior two. Remember, our arms are in line with our body, not with the edge of the mat. Turning our left hand over, reaching forward, up and back. So we reach forward to prevent us from just collapsing into our right hip. So if you reach forward, you're creating that bit of space, up and back. So you've got a bit of space rather than just dumping into that right hip. Keeping that left knee bent. Right hand's lightly on your arm. You could almost dangle it. Looking under my left armpit to open my chest. Thinking about tucking that pelvis just a wee bit. It helps create a wee bit of space. It's not a big action at all. And then into your warrior two, and we're going to place our left forearm on our left thigh, lightly. We are not collapsing into that left arm. Draw that left shoulder away from your ear. And we're extending our right hand up, making sure that left knee staying bent. We're looking for a nice long line between our right foot and our right hand. Back edge of your right foot's drawing down. You can look under your right armpit. Drawing that lower tummy in. Your mula bandha. Drawing that energy up from your feet as you really root down to rise. And now we're coming out of it into our warrior two, straightening that left leg, hands to our hips, and again a bit of toe heel action, getting our feet together, giving your legs a bit of a shake. Well done. Excuse me. Now back onto the floor. So breath in, hands down through center, bending your knees, folding forward. Allow your head to relax just a moment, softening down. We're now coming into a wide squat. You can come into a low squat with your feet together. That might be more comfortable if you're just trying to get the action to start with of lowering your hips down. Your squat may also just be to here. That's okay, you're thinking about sinking that tailbone down towards the floor. That's the action you're thinking of. I personally like my feet the width of my mat, so it's about that wide. So you can try it. My toes are on a wee bit of an angle, opening, and I'm sinking my tailbone down. You may need to adjust. I always need to adjust a wee bit when I first come down into it just to find the right spot. So it's more the action sinking my tailbone down and opening my chest. You might still be on your tiptoes. Everybody's different. It took me a very long time to get my heels to the floor. It just takes time, and you just allow your body that bit of time and you soften into it and it'll get there. Don't rush these things. I'm still working on my squat. I want to open my chest more and draw my shoulders away and create that bit of space. But we all get there. The joy of these squats, low squats, helps strengthen your hips. Rocking forward slightly, we're going to go up and over from side to side. Not just side to side, but up and over. You can use your hands. You can try it without your hands, maybe pressing them together in prayer. Lovely. Everybody coming to sit on your bum. And we're going to finish with a wee bit of lengthening. So gently lowering all the way to the floor. And we're going to lower inch by inch to the right side. So little bit by little bit, I'm allowing my legs to go to the right and then back to center. My arms are out, if you have the space around you, into a nice T, and they're going to the right again and back to center, and then they're going just a wee bit more to the right, back to center, and once more lowering to the right and back to center. You're getting closer and closer to the floor, eventually allowing your legs to rest to the right. If your legs aren't making it all the way to the floor, you can pop some blankets or a bolster if you happen to have one, or something, a stack of books maybe, something to allow you to soften into this posture. So you want to relax anything that's holding on. Using your out breath to release and to let go. If your arms are out, you can look over your left shoulder if that's comfortable for your neck. Start to slow your breath. You can close your eyes if you like. Now everybody, bringing your knees back to center, in for a hug and a bit of a roll around from side to side. Placing your feet back on the floor, arms out, and we're repeating that on the left. So lowering and back to center. Lowering a wee bit more and bringing your knees back to center. And continue to gradually work your way towards the floor, and then bringing your knees back to center, working on one side at a time. This is a nice massage for your bum and for your hips. And it helps slow the body before coming into relaxation, into Shavasana. And eventually allowing your knees to release to the left, turning to look over your right shoulder. Soften your shoulders. Let go of your hips. Releasing everything to the floor. Slowing your breath. Bringing your knees back to center and in for one final hug. And we're coming into our Shavasana. To help keep some space in your lower back, you can press your right heel into the floor and away from you. And then repeat that with your left heel on the floor and pressing away from you. This can help create some space in your lower back. You can also get a rolled up blanket and place that under your knees, or some cushions, or a pillow. See what you need today. Staying on the floor, I'll just talk you through a wee relaxation. Softening your eyes, allowing them to close if you're comfortable. Allowing your eyes to release and sink into your head. Softening your forehead, your cheeks. Unclench your jaw. Softening your throat. Release your shoulders into the ground. You could even consider opening your palms towards the ceiling to allow your chest to open and your shoulders to soften. Releasing your arms, your hands, your fingers. Gently scanning down your back, and using your out breath to let go of any areas of tension. Feeling your tummy expand as you breathe in and soften as you breathe out. Allowing your hips to release into the floor. Feel that lovely support from the ground. Letting go of your legs, your feet, and your toes. And you're going to stay in your Shavasana for a few quiet moments to allow your practice to absorb. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you stay safe and well and continue to join in. I'm thinking of you all and I love the messages that you're sending, and it's great to know that you are actually enjoying the videos and things. So if there's anything else you'd like to work on, or if there's a particular posture you would like me to try with you, let me know. Thanks a million, and hopefully see you soon. If not, I will keep making videos. Namaste.